Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim or Simnaya, and thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. So, this video is about the fear mongering that they always put on Black people every election. This is not new. I am sure most of you are very familiar with it because each election year they come out trying to fearmonger Black people not to vote, most especially. Why would somebody come out to tell somebody not to vote? So, what is the essence of coming out to tell me not to vote or tell you not to vote? Why? Because they do not want you to come out and vote because they know how important your vote is, right? And I see a lot of people saying that my vote doesn't count or there is no need for me to vote. See, there is so much reason for you to vote. Why? I sometimes you think it's all about you, but make sure you do it for the sake of your children. It is very vital. And as we are also voting, I hope you do not forget to vote for in your local places because that is also very vital, right? And now I am going to say this. Some people do not understand how Project 2025 is going to affect you and at the same time your children, especially when it comes to school, learning and some other things that concerns kids and also concerns you. Because as an adult, sometimes some things affect you which you can actually adapt to, but there are some that affect your kids that they may never forget for the rest of their lives. So what am I saying is essence is that I see a lot of coming out online to tell Black people not to vote because there is no need for them to vote. Are they okay? Let's get into this.
Hey guys. So I've heard tell that certain folks are telling Black people specifically that they should not vote. That they should be very skeptical of the idea of voting unless they get something in return. Okay, let's talk about it. If someone is telling you not to vote, I think you should be very skeptical. And you should ask a couple of really important questions. Question number one: is that person who's telling you not to vote rich? Is that person famous? Because if they are, and this is real talk, and I hate that this is real, but it's real. If they're famous and rich, they probably have a lot of access to powerful people. If a rich and famous person reaches out to a state representative or state senator or a mayor or a governor or a congressperson, a United States senator, or maybe even the president, they're probably going to get their call returned. Regular folks, you also can call your senator, state rep, governor, congressman, senator, your president. You can do that too. But that person who is rich and famous is probably ahead of you in line in getting redress for their grievances. And I hate that it's real, and I hate that that's true, but you know it's true. So this person is telling you that you should not use the power you have, which is that an aggregate of voters, meaning a big group of voters, is besides donors, the one other group of people that politicians really fear and respect. Because in this country, which is a pretty low voting democracy, only about 40% of people vote in off-year elections. Only about 60% vote in presidential years. We are a low turnout, low voting democracy. So politicians only really fear and listen to two kinds of people: big donors and voters. So if you are neither, there's no reason for politicians to care about you at all or listen to you at all. And sure, there's some politicians that just care about everybody, but really they're paying attention to the people who vote and the people who donate. So if you don't vote and you don't donate, you've given up all your power. And then the question becomes, who gets to decide whether your kids, if they need it, get free preschool or reduced cost school lunch? Who gets to decide whether the prosecutor in your community is actually holding police accountable if they kill black people? Who gets to decide if the Justice Department opens a pattern and practice investigation if the police department in your community is abusing black people? Who gets to decide what books get banned in your school and what books get read and taught? These are all political decisions made by politicians, made by the people we elect through our votes. Who gets to decide what happens if a young woman is raped and gets pregnant? Who gets to decide whether she's forced by the state to give birth to the child of her rapist, or if she's a victim of incest? Or who gets to decide if a woman is forced to simply have a baby she can't afford and take on the economic struggle of that for the rest of her life? The high cost of diapers and formula and daycare without having made that decision herself. That decision being made by the state. You're saying that decision should be made by someone other than you? If in fact you are the person that decision impacts? Is that what you really want? In the state of Florida, that's literally the live question right now. There is an opportunity to overturn the 6-week abortion ban that's on the books right now. That's on the ballot in November. As is a measure that could legalize marijuana that would literally stop black and brown folks from being over-incarcerated, because it would legalize that drug. It would legalize marijuana. You're saying you don't want any part of that decision? Well, why not? The idea that we should cede these decisions to someone else, things like whether the death penalty is legal in our state, these are huge decisions. How money is spent in our state and on what? Whether or not Obamacare is legalized in our state so that we can get Medicare and Medicaid. The $35 insulin, that was politics. It was a political decision. It was a bill passed through Congress, signed by the President of the United States. These are political decisions. Whether you're going to pay $35 for insulin, or your mama is, or $1,000. You're saying you don't want a part of that decision making? Because you should. Because these things affect you. They affect your mom. They affect your dad. They affect your kids. They affect your grandma. They affect your life. So if if a person, a rich person, a famous person, a person with access is telling you you shouldn't vote, you should be very skeptical of voting, you should ask why. Why should I be skeptical of using the power that I have? The power that was given to me in the Constitution. Why should I not use it? You use your power. You have influence and access. Why should I just trust you to use that influence and access for me, when I could use my own influence and access, meaning my vote, for me? All I will say is, voting is not about what politician you like. You know, you get lucky sometimes in a lifetime and you get an Obama, Barack Obama. But most of the time, you're just voting to decide who is going to be a better defender of your interests. Who's going to be better at allocating the resources in your community. And this idea that you're not getting anything in return, oh, you're literally getting something in return. When you vote, you're literally getting in return health care or none, preschool for your kids or none, access to bodily autonomy or none, the right to vote or none. Every decision that's made about our society is made by politicians. that are elected into office by voters. What you're getting in return is the policies that impact your life every day. And this doesn't mean just voting for president. It means all the way down to school board. Why would you give those decisions to someone else or leave those decisions to someone else? In Louisiana, the current governor was elected by just 23% of the people in that state. That's insane. 23% of the people making decisions for 100% of the community, 100% of the people of Louisiana. That's crazy. Don't let anyone talk you out of your power. Don't let anyone talk you out of your vote. It's your constitutional right, and it's your moral obligation to make these decisions for yourself, to decide how your life is going to be, to decide how your children's lives are going to be, your community's life is going to be. That's it. Voting is power. Use it for you and for your family and your community. Thank God for listening. Peace and love.
The thing that you need to know about Project 2025 is that it will make the lives of Black children measurably worse. One of the ways it will do that is by defunding programs like Head Start. And if you don't know what Head Start is, that's okay. I will tell you. Head Start is an early education program that has been helping to close the opportunity and achievement gaps for decades. It was launched in 1965, immediately after the signing of the Civil Rights Act.
We called our program Project Head Start. This means that nearly half the preschool children of poverty will get a head start on their future. These children will receive preschool training to prepare them for regular school in September.
It was designed as a school readiness program for kids who had been left out, specifically Black kids, which we'll come back to in a bit. And the crazy thing is that this program works. Mortality rates for kids in Head Start programs are lower. They're more likely to have healthier eating patterns while in the program and have better emotional regulation. And children who complete a Head Start program are better students as a result. In Pennsylvania, Head Start students had higher literacy, reading, and math test scores. My point is that a program like this is a win for the country. That is, if you want everyone in the country to win. You see, about 30% of the kids who participate in Head Start programs are Black. That 30% represents a lot of Black kids closing the academic, economic, opportunity, and achievement gaps. A 2019 study found that Black and Latino families place a very high value on their children's early education. And programs like Head Start are important because they make educational achievement accessible. But the people pushing Project 2025 don't like that. They believe programs like this are wasteful, and they will do everything in their power to get rid of them.
So this is all I got from this video, and I absolutely love what Joy Reid said. The truth is that I mean, we really have to educate ourselves in some certain cases, and I do not agree with people saying that you do not have to vote, especially, sometimes they try to fearmonger Black people. You all already know that this is a tactic that they use every election to probably make some people stay back at home. This time around, you all already know how it is. Like, it's really a tough time, and there is need for you to go out to vote, no matter who you want to vote for, right? Why did I say there is need for you to vote? You are voting because it is your right to vote as an individual. And some people are going to say their vote does not count. Your vote counts, right? Go out and do what you are supposed to do. Like she said, there are some certain things that there is need for Black people to have access to, which we do not have. And some of those things are things that doesn't even make a lot of sense, right? And some of them tend to hold us back. Some tend to take some people to prison, which is not supposed to be, right? And all I can say is that the rich people, most especially, will be the people to tell you that you do not have to vote or your vote does not count and all that. I don't believe in that. Go out and exercise your right, because it is all your right to do that as a human being or as a citizen, and do not let anybody rob you of your rights, And then we talked about the second guy also talked about how Project 2025 will affect kids, right? Because why we are, the truth is that I see a lot of people trying to rob, like, you are supposed to vote for this person, you are not supposed to vote for this person, and all that. But I am always of the opinion that we all have to look at everybody's policy and see the person coming out with Project 2025. Yeah, that reminds me. Somebody dropped in the comment section telling me that I am lying, that I should stop talking about Project 2025. Why? Because she said that Trump has nothing to do with Project 2025, that Trump has already distanced himself from Project 2025. The truth is that I don't like going back and forth with people. I saw that comment and I also responded to you. And I have done video on several videos on Project 2025 and how we also knew that Donald Trump was also aware of it, because there were investigations and questions where he also said that it is not like he does not know about it, but just that all of it are not coming from him. So I cannot tell you what I am not sure of. Project 2025, Donald Trump is also part of it. So don't come and tell me that I don't know what I am saying, because I know what I am saying. And why are people screaming about Project 2025? Because they have seen how harmful Project 2025 is to people, especially people that look like me. And somebody that look like me is in the comment section telling me that I don't know what I am saying about Project 2025. Hello? So you all can see how it is also going to affect your own children, not just only adults, because sometimes we focus more on us, forgetting that you have children, that some mistake we make today might end up, not even end up, we affect our offspring, right? So let's do what we are supposed to do. Do not stay back at home during the election. While you are also voting for a presidential candidate, make sure you also vote in your locals, because that your locals also determine how effective your president will be. Because if you do not do what you are supposed to do for the locals, they definitely will shrink the president. Because sometimes we think that it's only about the president, but those people, the Congress and all the senators and all that, also have a lot to say when it comes to decisions and the rest of it. I hope it goes well. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.